Hello everyone. Today I'm going to demonstrate how our solution allows users to move assets from a centralized exchange into the Cardano ecosystem. The idea is very simple. Instead of asking users to understand how cross-chain bridges work, we let them start with a familiar withdrawal process they already know from the centralized exchange. For this demo, I'll use USDC as an example. Okay, so the first, I will connect my Cardano wallet. This is the wallet where they want to receive my assets on Cardano. Now the system knows my destination address. Next, I select where my assets are currently located. For this demonstration, let's assume I have USDC on Binance. Then I select the network that I want to use for transfer. For this demo, I'll use base Folia. Once I confirm this detail, the system automatically generates a dedicated deposit address for me. This is important because the user doesn't have to manually figure out which address or network they should use. The system gives them exact destination from uh, for that withdrawal. Um, okay. Normally, at this point, the user would go to Binance or and withdraw their USDC to this address. For this demonstration, we simulate that Binance withdrawal using MetaMask. Um, and I select USDC, enter the amount, 15 USDC. Uh, Okay, so from the user perspective, this is simply a normal withdrawal from their exchange. They don't need to open a separate bridge, interact with DEX, or manually perform a cross-chain transaction. Now, the system has detected the deposit. We can see that 15 USDC has derived on the sort network. The system now starts the settlement process. There are several stages. First, the system waits for enough confirmation on the sort network. After that, the system verifies the deposit and processes the cross-chain settlement. Then the assets is forwarded to settlement infrastructure. And finally, the corresponding USDCx is delivered to the Cardano wallet. The whole process is automatic once the user has completed the initial withdrawal. The expected settlement time is approximately 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the network conditions and confirmation time. What I want to emphasize here is the difference in user experience. The user doesn't need to understand what happens between these stages. They don't need to manage a bridge wallet. They don't need to manually move asset between different networks, and then they don't need to understand the underlying cross-chain infrastructure. Their experience is simply connect the wallet and then select exchange and network, receive a deposit address and withdraw from the exchange, and wait for settlement, and finally receive the asset on Cardano. Okay. Now the settlement is complete. Let's check on Cardano wallet. Okay. Here we can see the USDCx that has been delivered to the user Cardano wallet. So we have successfully completed the full flow CEX to short network settlement Cardano and USDCx. Uh, the original USDC was deposited on the short network, and the corresponding USDC has now been delivered to the user Cardano wallet. Um, Okay, USDC is only a first example. The same infrastructure is designed to support additional assets and networks. For example, EURC can become EURCx, and USYC can become USYCx. The long-term goal is to make moving assets into Cardano feel much closer to a normal SEC withdrawal, while the complexity the cross-chain process is handled by infrastructure behind the schemes. That is the problem our project is solving. Thank you, everyone.